We're live now. Mic check one, mic check two, check one, check two. Hey, hey, check one, check two, mic check one, check, test one, two, check, hey, hey, hey. Sounds groovy. Just hit that microphone button. It's the UNO ACHA Mavericks Network on YouTube. Welcome back in for the series finale between your Omaha Mavericks and the Missouri Tigers. Hello out there, everybody. I'm Nate Obrecht alongside Caden McDermott. Here with you after the Mavs took Game 1 from the Tigers a night ago. Omaha, after dropping the first 4 contests in program history to these Missouri Tigers, got their first win in a big fashion and a statement made, taking it 11-1 from Mizzou in the first meeting between these two sides here at the Holland Ice Center. We're set for round 2, and out there for the Mavs, then ACHA's leading goal scorer Ryan Hedquist in to take the draw. Out there against J.T. Baker, the only goal scorer last night for Mizzou, as right off the jump, here comes Walker. Shoots one in, save made by the freshman Easton Mesher, making his third appearance, second start. As it's back up, Mavs come in. Charlie Shea on that top line. Shoots one right off the pipe. It beat Winkles, but couldn't beat the post. One stop for the post, one stop for Mesher, as Zagorski takes it back out of his own end for Mizzou. Big hit there laid on by Mason Beff on that starting defensive core for Omaha. Beff and DeSpirito. As Beff picks up a muffin of a shot from the point from Zagorski, and it goes down low. Ryan Hedquist, 9 goals to lead the nation coming into play today. Gets his second touch up on the puck. Hedquist, 9 goals in just 5 games played. That's 3 more than the man in second place of Northern Illinois. That's Tate Noble. He's just got 6 goals in 6 games. Hedquist outpacing him in 1 fewer contest. He had 3 last night. His first ACHA hat trick in the 11-1 rout of the Tigers, and he's hungry for more. Starting out with it, Wyatt Wagner. The extra forward last night. He's on the line with Kraut and James Shea tonight. He gets to the point. Dirk Schneider shoots. Stick save from Winkles to the corner. Played all the way out. One-on-one race for that puck. Nate Mitchell's going to win it for the Mavs. He plays it to the opposite side, and the two sides come together along the wall. Mitchell trying to find Wagner. He gets taken down by Trupiano. Omaha gains possession. 18 minutes to go in the first. We're just 2 minutes into game 2. Now Mulvayan got the start last night for the Mavs. It's Easton Mesher, the freshman from Sioux Falls, between the pipes tonight for Omaha. The Mavs dump that puck down. It's Kraft clearing his own zone for Mizzou. Glazer back on the puck. A goal and 2 assists last night for the freshman out of Kearney, Blake Glazer. He plays it up ahead to Tessier, who also had a goal, to Farnsworth, who shoots one, and it's right into the glove of Winkles, who covers and holds 2 minutes and 25 seconds into the contest. Last night it was Mizzou scoring first. They had a 1-0 lead just 4 minutes in on the power play, but Omaha shut them out after that, answering with 11 straight goals from the Crimson and Black. They took that one by a walloping 11-1 score after the last time out when Mizzou defeated Omaha 7-4. Mann works back in, can't dance around the defenseman Weber, and the puck to the half wall. Kraft out to James Kemp. No stitching repairs. A big hit laid on by the freshman Charlie Lowndes. He's been known for delivering heavy body contact here through the first 5 games, and he's got another big hit there. And a little extracurricular after the whistle is the puck goes up into the netting above Coach Harrahill's bench. He's in his 3rd season with the Mavs. As that's Kemp getting taken down behind the play. He'll skate off. We'll get fresh lines out there for an offensive zone draw for Mizzou. Scoreless here. Shots are 2-1 in favor of Omaha. They also hit 1 post coming off the stick blade of Charlie Shea. That's Sebastian Cassiopo trying to break the puck out for Omaha. It's up to Barrett Bradley. He dumps it in on the attack. acts the first to it for Mizzou. Intercepted by Hadfield. He gets it to Cassioppo. Tried to play it over to Bradley. Intercepted. Bounced off the glass, but kept in by Beth. Cross ice. Cassioppo shoots one right into the trapper of Winkles. Making his second start here in Omaha. He played the first 2 periods and some of the third, being relieved by Michael Christopher after the 5th Maverick goal a night ago. In fact, Winkles has started 3 games, but he's yet to see the 60th minute in any of them. His first start against Arkansas, he was chased in the 3rd period. Last night, he was also relieved by Christopher in the 3rd. J.T. Baker plays that one ahead for Locke. 6 save from Easton Mesher. That one was perhaps going wide. Nonetheless, down low it goes. Picked up by Walker, sending it off the glass where it's intercepted by Omaha. Here comes Cassioppo, shakes around one man. Now he's in over the blue line. Trying to find Hadfield. Couldn't connect with him. And as Hadfield dumps it in, he turns it over to Zagorski. Cassioppo with a great forecheck on there. He got his first assist of the season last night. The junior out of Omaha played 63 games now for the Mavs, as he's one of the veterans on this squad. As Connor Keene blows the whistle and will be involved in our first penalty of the game. Check that. I thought he had the cross-check signal made, but it turns out stoppage of play, puck out of play, with 4:25 elapsed in the first. Even strength here as Dirk Schneider down the wing. Fitch, cross ice to Shea. Couldn't find him. Hit a skate of a Tiger. Puck played out by Hewerman. Here he comes, Hewerman leaving it there for Baker. Shoots one, pad save, Mesher. Mesher leaves it out for Ryan Hedquist. Hedquist skates in with a head of steam. Centers one. Great stick from Kraft, keeping that one from getting to the slot. Picked up by Charlie Shea, out to the point for Dirk Schneider. Back to Shea. He goes to the opposite point for Mitchell. Mitchell fakes a shot, now sends one on. Winkles with the save, still loose there. Picked up by, and that's Kemp. And he starts the breakout. Kemp to Hewerman. Bad pass. Leaked right back out into the slot. Kemp with a great play to get his stick on that and clear the zone. Mizzou takes it back in, but great contact from the Mavs right as they enter the line. And Omaha takes possession here. No score. Under 5 minutes have gone by here in the first. Dirk Schneider sends one on. Another shot from Shea on the wing, and that one stopped by Winkles. Turned over along the wall, and Mizzou able to clear at their own end. Charlie Lowndes on the puck for the Mavs. He loses it there. He got his first goal as a Maverick last night, and he's now up to 1 goal and 5 assists in his first 5 games played. Fitch sent that one over the line, and then sends Weber to the ice as the puck into Wagner. Dances around Zagorski. It's still in his skates. He plays it to the point for Lowndes. Lowndes shoots one. That one right into the blocker of Winkles. And he's shaking his head. It might have caught him a little high. As Winkles will reset his equipment in the crease. We'll get a face-off to his right with 13:53 to go in the opening frame. It's 6-3 shots in favor of the Mavericks, but no score yet. Draw one by Mizzou, but James Shea right there to pick it off for Omaha. They'll set up on the attack. Down low to Braden Kraut. Out last night, but back in the lineup today. He leaves it for Wagner. Out to Lowndes. Along the blue line, walks in, shoots off the shin pads of Salem. Great shot block. Lowndes still on the puck. Low to Shea. James Shea circles behind the net. Pivots. Still on the puck, James Shea loses it briefly in the skates of a ref. Picks it back up to Kraut to the point. Farnsworth, shot blocked by Caston. And Mizzou able to clear the zone after a couple of great looks from Omaha. They're out the offensive zone faceoff. They dump it back in again. It's to the neutral zone. Farnsworth has it, darts towards the center. Winkles a little trouble playing it at first, and as he covers up for the second time, He holds for the whistle. Last night, the 11-1 victory, the fourth most goals in an ACHA game in Mavericks history. It was also the fourth largest margin of victory in the 7 seasons of Maverick hockey, including 5 seasons of ACHA play. As it was a record-setting night in many ways for the Mavs. A lot of men recorded their career highs in that game. James Shea recorded his first goal as a Mav. He just traded off as Beth dumps one in. Missouri tracks that one back in their own zone, trying to find Locke out in neutral ice. It's off of his stick, and Beth regroups. Tessier, long pass, through everyone to Glazer. Too far for him. Glazer tracks it as Winkles plays it behind his back and behind his net. Mizzou lifts that one out, caddy corner, all the way down to Mason Beth. He tracks it in his own zone and finds Mann in the center. Mann sends it the rest of the way down for Glazer. Glazer circles behind the cage. Now to the top of the slot, shoots one, blocker save, still loose. Tessier couldn't get a shot off. Pick back up. Here comes Luke Bresner with a head of steam. Second in goals for the Tigers, and he gets his pocket picked by Tessier. He sends one up to Glazer. Glazer 1-on-2 against the Tiger defense. Tries to work around him. Gets pushed to the wall. He'll start with it there, going to the point, leaving it for Dirk Schneider. Dirk Schneider on the puck. Gives it down low to Tessier. Back out for Bradley. He shot it just wide left. Glazer tracks the rebound. Starting towards the net front. Shoots one and it's in! What a shot by Glazer! Eight minutes and 28 seconds into the first period, and Blake Glazer puts the Mavericks in front. He now is tied with Ryan Hedquist for the ACHA Division III lead and 11 points to start the season, as Glazer now with 4 goals and 7 points in just his 5th ACHA game. Draw one, and back on the attack are the Tigers. Here comes Trupiano. Trupiano couldn't hang on to it. Back the other way come the Mavs. Barrett Bradley shoots one on net. Save made Winkles. Tracking that rebound is Mitchell. Left it in the corner. The Tigers able to collect. Weber starts with it. Dirk Schneider intercepts. Played back low, looking for Epperson. Intercepted by Weber. Trying the other way. He gets it up to Kemp, who brushes it along, but that'll become icing, as touching up is Dirk Schneider with 10:54 to go in the first. Omaha out shooting opponents 15-4 through the first period of 5 contests, now 6 to start this season. They entered with a record of 4 wins and 1 draw, as they have had an excellent start to the year, including a Capper Hockey Services tournament win in the Omaha Showdown, beating out a couple of ACHA national tournament squads from a year ago in Miami, Ohio, and Arizona State. Now playing the Mid-American Collegiate Hockey Association, our own conference's 2-time champion, the Missouri Tigers. And they're settling in nicely to this season. It's a young squad, only 4 upperclassmen, 2 seniors, 2 juniors, to go along with a healthy amount of freshmen who have opened the scoring, including Glazer and Hedquist, the 2 freshmen at the top of the ACHA in terms of points. Farnsworth skates that one over the blue line and in. Dumping it low, Barrett Bradley picks it up for the Mavs. Bradley works out of a scrum with it, left it for Hedquist. Hedquist across the line to Farnsworth. Sends one on. That one seen all the way through by Jackson Winkles. And at 9:49, he holds for the whistle. Winkles already up to 10 saves here in the first period. On the opposite end, Easton Mesher, just 3 saves, all 3 shot attempts on goal from the Tigers. And in fact, in all 5 of the first Maverick contests, they've outshot their opponents. Here comes Salem, leaving it for Locke. Try to go back to Baker. Shot saved. Mesher out in front. It's loose still. Mesher gets onto it, and crashing into Mesher's helmet is Baker. He gets a healthy welcome on top of the crease from the Mavs, and really into it there are a Maverick and a Tiger entangled with a linesman. Farnsworth for Omaha was in that mess. Opposite Mick Nicholson for the Tigers, and both, oh no, that was Noah Locke, excuse me, for the Tigers, and both will sit down in the penalty box. We'll await the call from Connor Keene, our head official here tonight. And so will the 2 captains. Chase Mann out there as the captain, Troy Hunsaker, and alternate captain, Camden Fories, are still out with injury. Mann, the only player with another letter besides the 5 that spell Omaha on the front of the Maverick jersey. 21, J.T. Baker, the captain of the Tigers, in that mess as Keene has made his decision. His judgment is final, and there are 2 minutes up on the board for the Mavs. So at 10:25, it's Farnsworth off for Omaha, but only 4 Tigers on the ice means that the Mavs will be on the power play. Locke getting a double minor will put the Mavs on the man advantage for the first time tonight. Glazers shoots one. Shin patted aside by Sansone out in front. Tessier back towards the middle. Now out to the point for Lowndes. Across the blue line, Tessier ramps one off a stick to the corner for Hedquist. Try to find Glazer. It's through his skates. Intercepted by Bresner, and he'll clear his own zone. .90 seconds remain on the Mavericks' 20th power play chance of the season. They're 7 for 19 to start the year at 36.8%. Here comes the speedster Hedquist in, shoots it, and it's a goal! He shot it. Looked like Winkles made the initial save, but good follow-through from the nation's top goal scorer, Ryan Hedquist. So now the Mavs, 8 for 20 on the power play, and Hedquist, and even 10 goals to start his freshman campaign for the Mavs. That one coming at 11:04 of the first period off the stick blade of one of the shortest Mavericks on the squad at 5'8". But what he lacks in size, he more than makes up for with lightning fast speed and an explosive propensity for putting pucks in the net. He's scored in every 6 games the Mavericks have scored this season. He scored in all of them, including tonight, as a discussion between officials as to how these penalties shake out as the Mavericks have put in a power play goal. It doubles the lead. We're at 2-0 Omaha. As it'll be Locke headed back into the box. They tried to swap in Selvaggi. Did Chris Sander in his first season with the Tigers. But Selvaggi out of the box. Locke, the guilty party originally, back in the box. And Omaha up to a 2-goal lead. Hungry for more is James Shea. Got his second goal as a Mav last night. He dumps it in. Zagorski picks it up for the Tigers behind his own goal line. Looking to send it out. Great stick from Wagner. Keeps it. Cross-ice pass. Shea finds Kraut. Back in front to Wagner. He couldn't catch up to it. It was a little behind him. Great stick from Shea to keep it in momentarily. Stripped of his stick by Kemp. Kemp works him with it. That number 1 is completely fallen off of his jersey as the puck just barely sneaks through the rafters. And the two Mavs, that's Locke tied up behind the play with Rocco DeSpirito. Excuse me, not Locke. That's James Kemp and Rocco DeSpirito. Tied up on the face-off dot behind the puck. And we'll get a couple more penalties as last night, despite the scoreline, it was a relatively clean game. Already in the first of this one, we've seen the fisticuffs come out twice as DeSpirito and Kemp argue all the way to the penalty box. And DeSpirito headed off to the box, Kemp off to the bench. We'll await the call here from Connor Keene. It's a number 7 showing on the Mavericks side of the scoreboard. As it appears, we will have one penalty doled out on that one by Rocco DeSpirito. Sophomore defenseman out of Omaha. Played with Tessier, Austin Tessier, for the Lake Tahoe Lakers in the USPHL Premier. He's the guilty party. The Maverick fans can't believe it. As this one coming at 11:49 of the first, and it will be the Tigers' first power play chance of the game. They scored on their first power play chance last night, briefly gaining a 1-0 lead. It didn't take long for the Mavericks to negate that, and they did not allow a power play goal on the next 3 chances by the Tigers. Bad pass to the point, and Mizzou will have to track it back into the neutral zone. So DeSpirito, the only penalty on that one. It'll give Mizzou the power play. Omaha on the penalty kill this season, 15 of 17 at an 88.2% clip. And now on their 18th kill of the season. As Mitchell was taken down, and kicking that one ahead is Bresner. He'll have to go get his stick from where Nate Mitchell was taken down and then skate to the box, wiping out the penalty given to DeSpirito. And we will be 4-on-4 for the next minute 25. The call comes at 12:24 of the first period, and it is against Luke Bresner. Hooking on Bresner will give us 4 aside for the next 85 seconds, and Glazer, right off the draw, shoots one on, off a body in front, Zagorski, who tracks the rebound. Tessier lays it back out there, and Winkles gets his stick on it and covers. Farnsworth and Locke out of the box for their respective sides, Omaha and Missouri. Still 4-on-4 until DeSpirito is let out of the box, at which time Omaha will have a brief 35-second power play. It will count as their second of the contest, as that first 35 seconds counted as Mizzou's time on the power play. Here come the Tigers. Hewerman sends one on. Glove save from Mesher off the wound-up clapper from Hewerman. Ben Hewerman out of Eureka, Missouri, and the Eureka Wildcats in the Mid-States Club Hockey Association. 15 of this 30-man roster for Mizzou came out of the MSCHA, where they played their high school hockey. Off the face-off, Lowndes delivers a big hit to Camden Axe and now takes the puck up to Fitch. Fitch to Farnsworth, fresh out of the box, gives it across ice to Hedquist. Nation's leading goal scorer Hedquist back across the ice to Farnsworth. He couldn't get up to the pass, and 2 Tigers are tangled up in the crease. That's Winkles, the goaltender, and Hewerman, the Eurekan. That'll halt play as the net came off. Though the Mavericks were hoping for an easy chance at a goal with the goalie tied up by his own player. Nonetheless, it'll be a face-off to the left of Winkles with 6:41 to go in the first. And just 25 seconds on the penalty to Despirito. Lowndes keeps that at the line. Shrugs Kraft off of Fitch. And here comes Hedquist. Oh, tried to leave it for Fitch, but the two not on the same wavelength there. Fitch intercepts. Back out to the slot. Hedquist couldn't catch up to the pass. Great stick from Axe in the slot on defense for Mizzou. As Despirito out of the box. Omaha on that 35-second power play we talked about. Farnsworth getting it over to Shea. Couldn't find it. Charlie Shea tracks it to the corner. Back out Lowndes. Down to Shea. Looks, shoots, wide left. All around the boards it goes to Farnsworth. Back to Shea. Has to track it from the opposite side wall. To Lowndes, shoots. Saved. Now to Shea. Another stop by Winkles. Farnsworth down low to Fitch. Back out to Lowndes. It bounces off of a stick of Nicholson. And as that one finally retrieved by Lowndes, Missouri is back to full strength. So both sides over on the power play to start the game. On that last chance, as the Mavericks 1 for 2, Mizzou now 0 for 1. Here's Salem turning it over to Charlie Shea. Shea shoots wide left, possibly looking for the stick of Epperson out front. Fitch to Dirk Schneider. Omaha still controlling in the zone. Dirk Schneider shoots one, got all the way through, and Winkles covers and holds. I'm starting to get the sinking suspicion that there are two number 14s on the ice, as you see the back of that Tiger number 14 on the ice there has both the 1 and 4 digit intact. There is another one on the bench that has the 1 completely torn off of the back. I don't know much, but I know that's not allowed in ACHA hockey, having two guys with the same number on the same squad in the same active lineup of 21 players. We'll get you more information on that as we find out. We just don't know yet, as Omaha trying to win that puck back in the offensive zone. Mitchell plays it down, tried to kick it in. Salem able to clear. Plays it on ahead. Shooting that one was Chase Wolkoff. He shoots wide right. It's out to the slot. Picked up, shot on by Weber. And it bounces off the back wall. Mesher will grab it there and cover up. As he does that, official Connor Keene heads back to the front of the scorer's table and issues another penalty to Omaha. This one coming 15 minutes and 44 seconds into the period and going on Nate Mitchell. It'll be cross-checking on the freshman out of St. Thomas Academy, the Cadets. Putting the Mavs on their second penalty kill of the game. The last one lasted only 35 seconds before Mizzou negated it. Now on the attack are the Tigers. It's Nicholson down low. Out to the point for Zagorski. Looking for a lane through. He gives it to Kemp. Shot save made by Mesher. Down low, it's Locke. Trying to ring it around the wall. Catching up to that one is Charlie Walker. Walker from the opposite side. Through the skates of Locke. Out to the point for Zagorski. Across ice to Kemp. Back to Zagorski. Looking for a lane to shoot. Kick out of danger by Tessier. Down to Walker. Stick save made Mesher. Another shot out in front. Another save by Easton. Another one from point blank range as Baker puts one on. Grabs his rebound and puts it in. So Missouri able to answer back as they were unable to last night with a goal 16 minutes and 31 seconds into the first, and it comes off the stick blade of Baker, who's now got 2 points this weekend. So 2-1 Omaha. We're back to 5-on-5 action with 3:29 to go in the opening period. Zagorski takes that one in, but offside was Bresner. Couldn't wait long enough, wanting to get the equalizer. And instead, we'll come back for a neutral zone draw right in front of us here on the fan side of Holland Ice at Dexter Arena. This building celebrating its 10th year of hockey in 2025. Opened back in 2015 as the first home of the Mavericks, owned by the Mavericks. They spent time playing downtown at the CHI Health Center, then known as the CenturyLink Center. As the Mavs touch up on that one, whistle blown by Keene with under 3 minutes to go in the first. Hand pass on the Mavs. It'll come out to neutral ice. For the ACHA Mavericks, they'll play wherever they can be taken in. Of course, Holland Ice is the home ice as Shea works across it, turning it over in the slot. Farnsworth can't keep it. Holland Ice here is the home ice for the Mavs. They've also played games at Moto McLean Ice Arena, the oldest barn in town. Moylan Ice Plex out in West Omaha, and at Liberty First Credit Union Arena, where they will be when they return home in 2 weeks to take on Missouri State. Kraut in, gets it to Wagner, over to Shea. James Shea, shot wide. Low it goes to Lewis, and he's able to clear his own zone. 2:15 left in the first period. 2-1 our score, Omaha with the lead. Farnsworth skates in on the attack. Shakes off a couple of good hits, now centers the puck. No one was home for Omaha. Shea knocks it down on the clearance attempt. Lewis able to track it, getting it up to Bresner and out. Omaha quickly in once more. Farnsworth holds, tip shot from Shea, and it's covered up by Winkles, holding on. Quick redirection there from James Shea off the initial shot from Farnsworth. And Winkles able to see it through. Winkles allowed 3 in the first last night. He's allowed 2 so far through 18 minutes and change of this contest. As Mitchell sends one in, blocked before it ever got to Winkles. Glazer picks it back up to Tessier, waiting, and he scores! One-time schneid from Austin Tessier, and the Mavs are up 3-1. Boy, that one came right from the drawing board as Glazer looking for Tessier. He was all alone, had all the real estate he wanted to, was waiting there, stick waist high, and released at the perfect time, burning Winkles over the blocker to give the Mavericks a 3-1 lead. The goal comes at 18:24 of the period. Tessier from Glazer. As Tessier, 3 goals on the season to go along with 5 assists. Omaha with the puck in the zone and 1:10 to work with in the first. Mitchell out to the point for Chase Mann, covering for the defenseman Mitchell. Mizzou able to beat him. They clear it out to center ice. Mann quickly dumps it back in. Under 1 minute to go in the first as Mann plays it out. It's dumped low to Tessier, looking for Glazer. Diving shot block from Hunnicky. Omaha still with it. Tessier leaves it for Glazer. Tried to find Mann. It's loose in the slot. Glazer picks it up, turns and shoots, and it's shouldered away by Winkles. Mizzou can't clear. Mitchell dumps it back low with 30 seconds to go. Dirk Schneider traps it and gives it up to Tessier. Back down low it goes, looking for Glazer. Intercepted by Zagorski. And finally, Mizzou touches up in the D zone. Intercept from Mitchell. Down low to Glazer. Holding along the red line. He leaves it for Mitchell. Centering out in front to Hedquist. It goes up and over the net. May have been off a body in front. 1 second and none as Dirk Schneider sends one off a pad. And we go to the locker room in the exact spot we were a night ago. Omaha 3, Missouri 1. We'll be right back with you for period 2. Stick with us. You're listening to the UNO-ACHA Mavericks on YouTube. Thank you, Frenchie. Nate Obrecht, Caden McDermott, back with you for period number 2 from the Holiday Center. We're pleased that you joined us here, back for the middle frame of the final game between Omaha and Missouri until conference playoff time. That's a long way down the road as we are in a 3-1 contest in the middle period here. Omaha jumped out to a 1-0 lead off the stick blade of Blake Glazer, getting his 5th goal of the season. That coming at 8:28 of the first. From there, Hedquist doubled the lead for the Mavs, getting his 10th of the year as he leads the entire ACHA Division III in goals. And Missouri got one back off the stick of J.T. Baker as a shot in from Zagorski stopped by Easton Mesher for the first time this period. Zagorski claims it for the Tigers. But Baker had the first period goal for Mizzou. It was answered by Tessier off the assist of Glazer, as Tessier and Glazer now tied for the team lead with 12 points through 5 games in 1 period of the 6th. In on the attack, Carson Fitch. Fitch sends one towards the net. Winkles covers up there. Shea was right on top of the crease and doing battle with a couple of Tigers, namely the goal scorer, J.T. Baker, and the defenseman, Max Zagorski. They'll all skate off to their respective benches, and we'll get an offensive zone face-off for the Mavericks to the left of Winkles. Draw one by the Tigers in its own end, and they send one off to Stanchion. Omaha getting the puck. That's Kraut chasing it around the back wall. Picked up by James Shea. Intercepted off of his stick by Trupiano and lifted right into the netting above the Maverick bench. It'll stay in the defensive zone of the Tigers. Omaha with another good chance there. Just over a minute into the second. Omaha has added 2 shots to their total here in the opening minute of the second as Mizzou clears out of their own zone. Skating up with it is Hewerman. Wrists one on high above the cage. Kept in along the line by Kemp. Into the slot. It's into the skates of a couple of Mavericks, and they're able to get it to the point, but not out. Picked up by Nicholson. He's met along the wall by Dirk Schneider, and great defensive effort from Dirk Schneider. He wins that puck through the skates of Nicholson. Played out to center ice. Mizzou tries to dump it back across. Wagner picks it up for Omaha right along the red line. He couldn't control it. James Shea finds him. Wagner into the zone. Met there right as he entered by Kraft. And Omaha is forced to dump it in. 2 minutes down in period 2, and a long pass did not find the stick blade of Luke Bresner waiting along the blue line for the Tigers. Omaha chases it all the way back and now send it up. Chase Mann into the zone, shoots one wide right. On the rebound is Mann, getting it low to Glazer. Bounced right over the stick blade of Glazer. Now he finds it. Turning in the corner is Blake Glazer. Moving out front, shoots one on the backhand, and it's stopped. Might have been off a body. He picks up the would-be breakout and dumps the puck lower. Finally, Lewis able to intercept, but he sends it too far down, and it goes for an icing on the Tigers. Fellow Omaha students cheering on their Maverick squad out in front of them. You can hear them on the glass there. Has Tessier in on the offensive zone draw for Omaha. Wins that one to Glazer. He moves in, skates across the crease, and could not get the shot away. Winkle stays down. Didn't see anything egregious there as Winkles, without a stick, prostrate on top of the crease. Now to his knees, to his skates, and back up. Some applause from the crowd as Winkles to his feet. Still waiting to regather his stick after that hit as Glazer tried to dart across the crease. But we're right back where we started just a couple of seconds ago. Tessier on the draw. He wins it again. Out to Lowndes. Down to Glazer. Holds. Tried to find Mann. He's bodied off the puck by Trupiano. Out to Tessier. One-time chance again. He scored on one earlier this game. Glazer takes down a man behind the net. His bench comes to life in approval as Kemp back the other way. Lowndes takes it off of his stick and gives a big hit to James Kemp right as he shot one on net. Long pass up ahead for Mann. Cross ice Glazer's all alone. Moves around Winkles, and it's loose in front of the net. Whistle blows, but the puck was loose. And we get a stoppage. No goal on the play. Oh, Glazer had everything beat about Winkles, but couldn't get the puck over the goal line. It was waiting there, and before Tessier could catch up, the whistle blew, and we get a whistle 3 minutes and 17 seconds in the second. It'll be another offensive zone draw as the Mavericks with 3 shots to start out this period compared to the Tigers' 1. The puck has been down here for the majority of the first 3 minutes and change. Epperson keeping it that way as he's back on the puck, giving it to Cassiopo. The two couldn't connect again. It's back at the point for Beth. Sends one back of net, going wide right of Winkles. Cassiopo digs it back out to the top of the zone. Hadfield to DeSpirito. He sends one on net into the trapper of Winkles, and he'll hold for the whistle. It's another offensive zone draw for the Mavs, who've been getting great looks off of these chances here early in the second. Hadfield in on the draw. He wins it, gets it to DeSpirito at the point. Shot pass in and on. Diving after that one is Winkles as he had to intercept that pass before Hadfield or Cassiopo crashing in on the crease could do anything with it. He gets on top of it and will hold, drawing another offensive zone faceoff for Omaha. Omaha with a 24-9 lead in shots. They enter the game averaging over 47 shots a game compared to their opponents who have put up an average of 27 shots against the Mavericks. So through 5 games, shot totals 47 for Omaha and 27 against, outshooting opponents by an average of 20 shots through the first 5 games of 2025. Hedquist wins the draw. 10 goals for the freshman. As his arm is being held up there by Walker, he gets it down low to Shea. Tripped up as he skates towards the crease, and he got the shot off. It was an easy save for Winkles, as skating off for the Tigers will be Zagorski. This one coming 4 minutes and 6 seconds into the second. It's Zagorski off for tripping and putting the Mavericks on their 3rd power play of the game. 1 for 2 so far tonight with the 1 power play goal coming off the stick of Ryan Hedquist. Glazer along the blue line. Down to Tessier. Back to Glazer, but a tip out by Bresner forces Omaha to the neutral zone. Tessier gives it to Hedquist and in. Across to Glazer. He shoots one. It's blocked out by a couple of Tigers, including Lewis. It's trapped behind the net. And as Winkles loses a blocker, the whistle blows. "97 seconds on the power play for Omaha. Just 4 minutes and 29 seconds have elapsed here in the middle period. Mavericks still leading this one 3-1. No score in the second period yet. Glazer from Tessier back to him. Austin Tessier looks towards the net, trying to send a pass down. It's picked off and played into the netting by Lewis. After this series finale, Omaha to Notre Dame. Glazer to Hedquist. Shot blocker save made by Winkles. The Tigers get to it and clear. They'll be taking on the Nebraska Cornhuskers in Lincoln in 2 weeks' time. That's their next set of games after tonight. Lowndes ahead for man. Here come the Mavs on the power play with an even minute to go. Shooting one. Tried to get through Lewis. It's into his pads and out to Lowndes. Down to Glazer along the hash marks. He looks towards the net. Back to the point. Charlie Lowndes. Blake Glazer again. Cross ice to man. Shoots one. Blocked out in front. Great diving stop from Hewerman. Ben Hewerman getting the block on that one. Omaha still with it. Tessier to Lowndes along the blue line. Back to Austin Tessier. Works in. Moves around a man. Trying to find Glazer. It goes off of a skate. The Tigers get to it and clear the zone. Easton Mesher not very active this period. Just one save as he gets it up to Farnsworth. Farnsworth trying to work through a couple of Tigers. Can't get the pass off. It's to Shea with 10 seconds. Back to Farnsworth. Dancing around Kraft. He gets it to Lowndes. 3 seconds and 2. Ticking away on the power play. Shot in. Looking for the tip from Wagner. It instead got all the way through to Winkles. And as he covers up for the whistle, Mizzou back to full strength. Zagorski out of the box. And Omaha 1 for 3 on the power play tonight. Puck still in the offensive zone as a false start on the faceoff by Kraut. And the Tigers win on the next try. Omaha wins the puck back below the goal line. Bad hit there by Trupiano. And he will head to the box, checking from behind on Trupiano. That'll send the Mavericks back to the power play. Boarding the official call by Connor Keene. As at 6:15, Omaha back to the man advantage. They just recently were on a power play, their first of the period, third of the game. Could not capitalize. Let's see what they can do on attempt number 2 of the second. As starting it out along the blue line where Wagner gets it to Farnsworth. Across to Dirk Schneider. Back to Shea. He finds it to Fitch. Oh, great passing from the Mavs, and Farnsworth just airmails one wide left. Oh, he had every part of the net open to shoot at, and he missed it wide left. Wagner controls as it's to Fitch. He loses it, and Hewerman skates it out, turning it over at neutral ice, but picking it right back up. Ben Hewerman can't clear it past Shea, and the Mavs pick it back up at center ice. Here comes Wagner. Leaving it for Shea. Shot in, wide right. Farnsworth on the rebound. Looks out to Dirk Schneider. Back to Farnsworth. Skates towards the net. Shoots one. Blocked out by Axe. Great stick save by Axe on defense for the Tigers. Omaha still with it as Fitch. Across to Dirk Schneider. Backpedaling. Gets it to Fitch. Looking down low for Shea. He couldn't catch up to that. Wagner digging through skates along with Shea. Wagner gets it behind the net. Trying to work out with it. He's to the corner. Playing it out to Dirk Schneider with 40 seconds to go as it's to Farnsworth. Back to Dirk Schneider. Across to Shea. Shot one-timer and it's saved. Tracking it back down are the Mavericks as Wagner picks it up with 30 seconds to go on the power play. Fitch to the point for Dirk Schneider. Stopped by Winkles. Omaha picks it up once more. Down to 20 seconds on the man advantage, and Wyatt Wagner centers one. Dirk Schneider can't keep it in the zone, and everybody has to come out. Dirk Schneider lifts it up to Farnsworth with 10 seconds. They finally get it in. Winkles content to cover up and he'll hold with 6 seconds remaining on the penalty to Trupiano. Omaha with some great chances on that power play. I'm sure Farnsworth will be kicking himself after that missed opportunity about halfway through the power play. Still 6 seconds to work with as it's Barrett Bradley in to take the draw. The Tigers win it, and as they control with 2 seconds and 1, leaking it over the blue line, they're back to full strength. Sending that puck all the way down is Mason Beth. Bradley trying to track it. Hadfield couldn't catch up. Locke able to play it out of his own zone. Up ahead to JT Baker. Spins along the blue line. Gets it to Charlie Walker. Baker to Walker. Back out in front for Locke. Save made Mesher. Walker tried another one, and it's patted away off of the shin pads of Cassiopo. Walker shoots one. Blocker save Mesher. It rings around the back wall. Picked up by Weber. Low it goes. Trying to find Walker. Played even further down to Locke. Along the back wall. Picked up and dumped down further by Sansone. Out to the point for Weber. Shooting one wide left and may have gone off a body as a delayed call coming up on the map. Save made at point blank range from Mesher as though Omaha Mavericks touch up and will be sent off to the box. Hooking the call on Hadfield. Logan Hadfield, the freshman out of Benson, Minnesota, gets a 2-minute minor at 9 minutes and 11 seconds of the second. That'll send the Tigers on the power play for the third time tonight. First time here in the middle frame. Omaha able to win the draw and clear right off the penalty kill. And so picking it up in his own end is Camden Axe. Axe to Hewerman as they have trouble possessing it into the offensive zone. Farnsworth picks it back up. He plays it to fellow OJL alum Wyatt Wagner. Wagner rings it off the boards, can't get it out. Picked up by Kraft. Shoots one in, it ramps off of a Maverick stick and up into the glass behind Mesher. Shot in from the point, that one patted away by Easton Mesher. Axe still on it as he keeps it in at the blue line. Giving it down, it's picked up by Sanson. Tried to center it across, shot wide off the stick blade of Nicholson. Picked up by Lowndes in his own end, and he's able to clear the zone. Winkles hanging on to the puck despite the pressure from Hedquist. He leaves it for Axe. Tried to send a pass up. It's intercepted by Dirk Schneider, and he quickly sends it back down Missouri's way. 45 seconds to go on the penalty kill for Omaha as Baker dumps it down into the offensive zone for the Tigers. He intercepts a clearing attempt from Mitchell and plays it down further to Salem. Salem to Walker. Pass across to Kemp. Out to the point. Zagorski tip shot, and it's on the doorstep. Waiting was Noah Locke. He puts it in to put the Tigers within one. We're over the halfway point of this game at 10:50 of the second. Locke. Noah Locke gets a goal on the power play for Mizzou. Their second power play goal of the contest, and they get back to within one. It's now 3-2. Right off the draw, Glazer back in. One of the goal scorers tonight for Omaha sends one in on the chest of Winkles, and he'll hold for the save. 9:05 to go in period two. Noah Locke, his second goal of the season, as he was waiting on the doorstep on the rebound. Nothing Mesher could do about that, as the Mavericks were caught out. And now being caught offside is Selvaggi as the Tigers try to enter the offensive zone. We'll get a neutral zone draw right in front of the Missouri Tigers under the direction of Chris Sander in his first season, trying to right the ship. They got a season-opening win against Arkansas, but since then, 4 straight losses, including one overtime loss, and the 11-1 largest losing margin of defeat in a game by the Tigers this season. As Savaji sends one in, Mitchell chased him down, and getting a penalty for his troubles is Nate Mitchell. As 17 fouls the opposite 17. Savaji gives a little spear to Mitchell as he skates off, and still some extra words for him from Luca Savaji as skating off is Nate Mitchell for the Mavs. So at 11:24, Omaha back to the penalty kill. They're 1 for 3 on kills tonight, as it'll be Mitchell skating off. Shot in from Walker. That one off the glass high. Walker along the blue line to Zagorski. Sends one on. Blockered up into the sky by Mesher. I thought it was going into the netting. It stays in play. Walker was trying to go down low. Intercepted by Hedquist, and he plays it out for Omaha. Starting up with it again, Zagorski. Dumps it the rest of the way. Beth picks it up. And looking into his glove is James Kemp, as that one got past him and into the bench area for the Tigers. And off of the Mizzou glove, it will be a neutral zone draw. "35 seconds have passed on the Tigers' fourth power play opportunity of the night. 2 for 3 so far, as James Kemp starts up with it. Giving it to J.T. Baker. It's rung around the back wall for Walker. Back to the point man, Baker. Down low to Walker. Looking for his man in front. It was off the side of the cage, and Mesher does a good job to pick that one up and hold for a whistle with 7:38 to go in the second. Shots 32-15 in favor of Omaha. That's 13-5 here in the second period. Omaha outshooting the Tigers. As Lowndes right off the draw delivers a hit to Salem, and he'll get a call for it. "No way," scream some of the Maverick faithful as Charlie Lowndes skates off, and it'll be a 5-on-3. So Lowndes heads off at 12:26. The 3 on the ice for the Mavs: Wagner, DeSpirito, and Farnsworth. They win the draw here, but Mizzou gains possession in the corner. Out to the point for Camden Axe. Low to Bresner, back to Axe. Shot in, save made by Mesher. Bresner with it once more. Looking cross-ice to Nicholson. He shoots for a tip. Save made, Mesher. Onto the puck is Wagner, and he's able to clear with 33 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3 when Mitchell will be let out, and we will have just over a minute of a 5-on-4. Another great clearance off the intercept by Farnsworth, and now 20 seconds remain on the 5-on-3. Up with it starts Luke Bresner. Bresner over the blue line, looks for a pass. Wound up there, waiting for it is Axe, and a save made off the stick from Mesher. Farnsworth tries to clear it, kept in by Axe. Picked up by Nicholson, skating towards the slot, leaves it for Bresner. Wide left is the shot as Mitchell's out of the box. 5-on-4 as the Mavericks have killed their second power play of the game from the Tigers. Cross ice to Bresner. Holding, shooting, save made, Mesher. Back out in front, and it's in. And Mizzou has tied it up here in the second. That's Luke Bresner leveling this one at 3 as he draws even for the team lead with 4 goals alongside the lone goal scorer from a night ago, Kyle Setner, who's not in play tonight for the Tigers. That one coming at 13:42 and on the power play as Bresner has pulled Missouri even with Omaha. 6:15 to go in the second. Glazer to Tessier is the top line for the Mavs. All 3 had scored tonight. Tessier shoots one right into the glove of Winkles. Glazer in on the offensive zone draw. He got the scoring started for the Mavs back in the first. He picks that puck up here in the offensive zone, tries a backhand pass to man. It's off a skate of a Tiger. Now down below the goal line. Grabbed by Sansone. He can't clear as Dirk Schneider keeps it in along the line. Again, an errant clearance. Dirk Schneider gets it down low. Tessier's shot goes up over the netting. Kept in as Walker had a tough time clearing it. Now gets it off the glass. But a hand pass called on the Tigers. And it'll go back into the Mizzou end. And no, our official must have been pointing at a Maverick, not a Tiger. As we'll have the draw at center ice off the hand pass. Glazer, as he enters the zone, taken down, and after calling all the others, you kind of have to call that one. Omaha will head back to the power play. They're just 1 for 3 tonight, and will get their 4th opportunity. As skating off for Mizzou is Chase Wolkoff, a new add to the lineup tonight. Wolkoff taking the place and the jersey of Grant Bader as Omaha back to the man advantage. The penalty coming at 14:30 to Walkoff. Omaha on their 4th power play chance of the game, and a score! Charlie Loud from the blue line puts the Mavericks in front and on the power play. So not 15 seconds after Walkoff was let in to the penalty box, he walks right back out thanks to the goal from Charlie Lowndes. The second one of the season from Lowndes comes at 14:43 of the second and puts the Mavericks back in front. With 5:15 to go in the second, Omaha back in front after surrendering the lead with 2 straight Tiger goals. Back on the attack are the Mavs. Epperson sends Sansone to the ground. The Tigers are able to regroup and get it out. Lowndes, their most recent goal scorer, back-to-back games with a goal. He skates in, shoots one off the shoulder, and a save. Winkles picked back up by Trupiano. He can't clear. Epperson looking into the slot for Bradley. Played off of his stick by Kemp. What a pass from the freshman Epperson as it's back up the ice. Trupiano couldn't hang on to it, and it's to center. The Tigers offside, delayed offside as Lowndes has some time. Sending it off the boards to Bradley and in. Under 5 minutes to go in the second. Omaha 2 for 4 on the power play after the most recent tally from Charlie Lowndes. Mizzou had it in their own end but can't clear. Great keep the line from Shea. He gave it to Fitch, looking cross-ice for Hedquist, intercepted by Bresner, and back out come the Tigers. Bresner can't hang on to it. Great stick from a couple of Mavs on defense, and they are able to clear the zone. Zagorski has to track back. Another great play and forcing a turnover to Shea. Charlie Shea shoots one wide right off the back of the net. Two great turnovers forced by the sophomore Charlie Shea. Mitchell sends one on net. Didn't get all of that on the shot. Now Mitchell again from the blue line. Works in, shoots one high off the glass with 3:30 to go in the second. Mizzou able to clear to center. Mitchell with a board pass to himself, able to get it out, but taken down as Hewerman takes it back in for the Tigers. He dumps that one around the back wall, and Omaha able to break out to center ice. Charlie Shea across the blue line and in, working by himself, shoots one into the pads of Winkles. It's stopped easily. Played back out to Dirk Schneider. Sends one back on, sticked away by Winkles. Now up to 33 saves on the night is Chris Winkles as his team clears that one out in front of him. And that one sent all the way down. Mesher will hang on with 2:47 to go in period 2. Scoring started in the second with a goal from Locke. Noah Locke made it 3-2 Mavericks as he drew his Tigers closer after they started the period at 3-1. Then came one from Bresner to draw us even very briefly at 13:42, as 59 seconds later, the Mavericks had the lead back thanks to a power play goal from Charlie Lowndes. They now have the puck in the offensive zone again as Wagner gives across to Beth. Beth to James Shea. Top of the zone, Shea shoots off the shin pad of Nicholson. Kept in by the Mavs. DeSpirito on one. Winkles doesn't know where it is. It's chipped up and over the net. High stick, no call. And a shot in from the point, covered and held by Winkles. It looked like the near side linesman had his arms in the air, signaling that the puck was played high in front of the net, but it must have been off of a Tiger, as when the Mavs touched up, there was no whistle for a stoppage of play via the high stick. Shot in from off the draw from James Shea. Creative work there, winning the draw straight forward and on net, forcing Winkles to dive on that puck. It's only 1 second came off of the clock. We're down to 2 minutes and 14 to go in period 2. Mizzou able to clear and ahead of steam coming out of the zone. Shot in and save made with the glove by Mesher. Shutting down Chase Wolkoff on the far side. He was streaking in all alone. And the sophomore, former Sioux Falls Flyer, able to make the glove save for his 18th stop of the night. Omaha wins the draw, but the Tigers able to keep at the line and dump it back down low. That's where Farnsworth takes it for the Mavs, getting it to Lowndes and out, going right through the wickets of Weber, and Mann is the first to it for the Mavs. Mann and Tessier combine, and Tessier comes out with the puck. Steering it towards the net front, it goes wide right. Didn't really look like Tess was trying to shoot there, as clearing that puck is Sansone, but taking a hit on that play as Glazer brings it back in for the Mavs. Working across over the slide, he shoots it in! Getting taken down to a knee, he still is able to fire off the shot and scores! Staying down behind the play is the netminder Winkles. He appears to be all right as he works back to his skates and stares up at a 5-3 Maverick lead with just 80 seconds to go in the second. At 18:40, Glazer with his second of the game as he now leads the ACHA in points with his 13th of the season. As a couple of Mavericks, Glazer and Hedquist, just keep passing the point lead of ACHA Division III's finest back and forth. Glazer with 6 goals now. He's still got 3 more to catch, or 4 more, excuse me, to catch up to Hedquist. As Cassiopo taken down right off the faceoff draw, the Tigers able to win that puck back in. Baker with a shot. Leaks over Mesher and kept out somehow. They whack at it. There's a pile on top of the crease, but no signal from any official yet, goal or otherwise. We'll see where they point this faceoff. And the faceoff will be in the defensive zone, meaning no goal from Mizzou. Means Mesher got a couple of great stops there as the pile crashed down on top of him. He makes his 19th save of the game. I think he might have got a couple more in there. Credit with just the one, as a quick shot off the draw from Locke, patted away from Easton Mesher. Down to an even minute left in the frame. Another Maverick hits the deck as Charlie Walker not being penalized for that one. Cassiopo can't control. It's back in off the stick blade of Locke. Played right off of it by Charlie Lowndes. He banks it off the glass and out to center. 35 seconds and Cassiopo forces the turnover. He has Bradley with him. Cross ice for him. And Baker getting his stick in there to disrupt a trying attempt from the Tigers as the Mavs were right on the doorstep again. Walker skates back in. Shoulders off a hit, but can't beat Farnsworth with 20 seconds to go in the frame. Axe leaving it there for Zagorski. Down low to Locke. Poked out in front, and Mesher able to cover up and hold with 13.5 to go in the second. Five, 3 our score. After a goal from Blake Glazer not 2 minutes ago. Defensive zone draw won by the Mavericks. Dirk Schneider all the way out to Fitch. He dumps it in with 5 seconds to go in the period. Picked up by number 5 Lewis for the Tigers, and as he plays it up the wall, Dirk Schneider fires one more above the net, and we head to the end of the second. Your score, Omaha 5, Missouri 3. We'll be right back with you for the final period. You're listening to the UNO ACHA Mavericks channel on YouTube. Thank you very much. And welcome back, all of you lovely viewers, and thank you for tuning in to the UNO ACHA Mavericks channel on YouTube. We're set for the final 20 minutes between the Mavericks and the Tigers. Hedquist in on the opening draw opposite J.T. Baker. Hedquist, the nation's leading goal scorer in ACHA Division III, wins that draw to Charlie Shea. Shea in quickly on the attack for the Mavs. Loses the puck below the goal line to Walker. Picked back up by the defenseman Despirito. Tried to center out front to Shea. Stick back to the corner by Winkles. Early action here from the Mavericks, getting that puck back into the offensive zone quickly, but Mizzou taking possession and bringing it into the offensive zone is Walker. Shoots one on to the shin pads of Despirito. It's blocked out in front. Omaha takes a whack at that one. It goes all the way down. Hedquist and Fitch could not win the race. And touching up on that one is Axe for the Tigers. And we'll have icing on the Mavericks 41 seconds into the third period. We were briefly tied at 3 in the second before a goal from Charlie Lowndes put the Mavericks back out in front. Then Blake Glazer put the Mavericks up by 2. Glazer with 2 goals and 2 assists here in the 5th game of his Maverick career tonight. Despirito gives a hit that, frankly, Huerman just wasn't looking for or ready for, and frees up the puck for a moment. Fitch takes down Lewis, and now we'll get a call on Carson Fitch. First penalty of the third period, and Mizzou has been very good so far tonight. 3 for 4, that's where they've got all 3 of their goals. This penalty coming just a minute and 4 seconds into the final frame. Fitch off for tripping. And Mizzou back to the power play, which is the only way they've been able to score all weekend. Puck ramps off the stick of Cassiopo into the Maverick bench, but it originated from the neutral zone, so it'll stay in the neutral zone for a face-off right in front of Coach Harahill and the Mavericks on the bench as they win the draw straight forward, and Zagorski will have to start with it from his own end. Zagorski across ice to Kemp as they look to get in the zone on this, their 5th power play chance of the game. Shot as his stick was lifted by Cassiopo. Great defense from the Maverick forward. Despirito, as that's actually Nate Mitchell who got on it and was able to send it all the way down for Omaha. Now Cassiopo forcing Missouri deeper into their own zone with a good poke check. Kraft, cross ice to Kemp, looking back for Zagorski. He couldn't catch up to it. It was well behind him. Omaha with a great penalty kill forecheck as the 2 Tigers collide, and Hedquist skates back out with it. Under a minute to go on the penalty kill for the Mavs. Dances around a couple of Tigers, brings it into the offensive zone, taken down, and there's a penalty coming up on Mizzou. The Maverick bench and the Maverick crowd roar to life here for the first time in the third period as we're 4 aside for the next 50 seconds before Omaha will head on the man advantage. The call coming at 2:14 to Zagorski. Max Zagorski, one of the 5 Missouri Tigers not to call the state of Missouri home, as Zagorski from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, played his high school days for the Mars Fighting Planets as a shot from Charlie Lowndes blocked by Huerman. He stays down, now gets to the bench. 4-on-4 action for the next 35 and counting down. Intercept at center ice as picking it up is Bresner, one of the goal scorers for the Tigers tonight. Wagner shakes off a knee from Bresner, loses the puck as he tries to skate forward with it. Nicholson couldn't get it past Lowndes. Kicked forward by Sansone. It's picked back up by Farnsworth. With 10 seconds to go on the Maverick penalty, they'll have the man out. Now in 5 seconds, Wagner takes it. Falls down on his own power. It's picked up and skated out by the Tigers. Omaha back to full strength as Mizzou takes another penalty right as the Mavs head out of the box. Joining Zagorski will be Kyle Kraft, and Omaha will have its first 5-on-3 opportunity of the contest. They'll have 69 seconds to work with on the two-man advantage before Zagorski would be let out of the box. The call comes at 3:05 in the third period on that of Kraft. Lowndes fakes a shot, thinks better of it, works back to Glazer at the blue line. Across to Lowndes. Mavericks trying to set something up. Got a man battling in front as Glazer takes it again. Works to the top of the slot. Gives it over to Lowndes and he scores! Charlie Lowndes, second of the game. Just 17 seconds into the 5-on-3, and Charlie Lowndes nets his second of the game, third of the series, and puts the Mavericks up by 3. They'll still have a minute 43 on the power play, this time a 5-on-4. The goal coming at 3:22 off the stick blade of the East Coast Wizard, Charlie Lowndes. His third goal of the season to go along with 5 assists as he's now up to 8 points, the freshman out of Omaha. He plays that one forward, this Charlie Lowndes, but picking that one up is Bresner and dumping it down on the penalty kill with 70 seconds to go. Here comes Hedquist, head of steam from his own end. He dumps it down. Picking that puck up by himself, Hedquist leaves it for Tessier. Back out to man, shot blocked in front by Axe. Mizzou able to clear. That's Zagorski getting his stick on it after he was let out of the box on the last Maverick goal from Lowndes. Omaha trouble possessing it off of that line change with 35 seconds. Farnsworth takes it behind the safety of his own cage. Leaving it there for another speedster, Carson Fitch, who screams ahead with the puck. Fitch takes it down low, taking the Missouri stick with him. It's still in his skates as he gets it out to Dirk Schneider. Dirk Schneider back to Fitch, wrists one into the shin pads of Lewis, and the Tigers are able to clear. Mesher traps that one with 10 seconds left on the penalty to Kyle Kraft. Farnsworth with it as Kraft let out of the box. Missouri back to full strength as Shea wrists one high and wide up off the glass. Wagner picks it up. Works through, shoots one wide right. 2 errant shots, not on target from the Mavs. One by Shea, one by Wagner. And the puck goes all the way back down to the Maverick D zone with 5 minutes of elapsed time here in the third period. One goal to talk about here in the third. It was off the blade of Charlie Lowndes from the point, his second one from that location tonight. There's a shot dumped on from the Tigers. Easy save from Mesher as he collects his 22nd stop of the night. He got a lot busier in the second after seeing only 8 shots in the first. Mesher saw 15 come his way in the second period. Omaha still was able to outshoot Missouri 21-15 in the second as they carried a 40-23 shot advantage into the start of the third period and now lead it 41-25 with 14:10 to go in regulation. Draw one in the offensive zone. Great shot blocked by Hadfield, and it's out to center ice. Bringing it back in is Charlie Walker. Omaha setting up on the breakout on the far wall. Now turning back the other way with it is Dirk Schneider. He sends one into the neutral zone sky high, looking for Epperson. He couldn't catch it. Taking it back from their own zone and out, it's Cassiopo. Over the blue line, shoots one right onto that Tiger logo of Jackson Winkles, and he covers up for his 36th save of the game. Winkles just 4 stops away from matching his career high he set a year ago as he gets another one off of Cassiopo. Beff sends one on, and it's stopped again from Winkles. Still loose in front. Cassiopo digging for it. Out to Epperson. He shoots wide right. May have gone off a body. It's still there in front. Out to Beff at the point. Cassiopo couldn't contain it. Nicholson able to get it off the boards and out. Couple of great chances there. Is now just 3 saves away from tying his career mark is Winkles. Off the pipe and in from the point. Seeing eyes shot from Camden Axe has drawn the Tigers closer. They're now within 2 goals as it's 6-4 Omaha. That goal coming at 7 minutes and 5 seconds of the third period. From Camden Axe at the point, he has made it 6-4. It is the first it is the first even strength goal from the Tigers this series, Thursday and Friday night. It has drawn them to within 2 with 12:45 to go in the third. Omaha with a goal in the third. Now Missouri has matched. And a pass cut. Bresner works in all alone. Shoots one, pad save, Mesher. Another chance. That one goes wide left. Heuerman was looking for a shot there. Great pass out of the zone by Shea. Kraut in with Wagner, 2-on-1, and a great defensive stick from Lewis. Rushes that one to the corner. Kept in at the blue line from Farnsworth. Dumps it down low. Played high by Lewis. Grabbed by Shea, negating the high stick. James Shea working from low to the top of the zone. Stick taken close to out of his hands. Is it a leg call coming? Lower it goes, still to Wagner. And around for James Shea again. Back again for Wagner. He's pinned up along the wall. Digging for it there is Shea. He gets it to Farnsworth with avoiding the Missouri sticks. Loose out in front. Couple of players shoot at it. It goes wide right. And as the Tigers touch up, with Winkles still on his pads in the crease, we'll get another call against Mizzou, and Omaha will have another power play to work with. Bresner heads off. At 8:17. He will give the Mavericks its 6th power play chance of the game. Just 2 for the first 5. As Glazer takes it from the point, gives it to Lowndes. 2 goals already. Shoots one and it blocked out in front. Pouncing on it is Winkles, and he covers up way out of his crease to the right of the cage. Nine seconds came off of the 6th power play chance of the game for Omaha. And they'll get another offensive zone face-off to work with from it. It's won by the Tigers, and they clear it quickly out of their own zone. Mesher paddles that one to Charlie Lowndes. Lowndes with 2 goals in this game. He gets it to Hedquist. Leaves it for Glazer. Glazer shoots one off the stick of Winkles, and it rings all the way around the boards out. Lowndes has to track it below his own goal line with 1 minute and 22 seconds going on the penalty to Bresner. Here skates Hedquist again. Team leader in goals, ACH leader in goals. Shoots from Glazer, loose in front, Winkles dives down, and no goal to call from Connor Keene. Winkles has hit the deck a lot tonight as that puck is in the back of the net. But waved off by our official Connor Keene. It'll be an offensive zone draw. And we thought for a minute they might be correcting that one back to center ice on the most melodramatic goal of all time, but instead it just comes back out to the neutral zone. Five aside. No, it's not. It's Mavericks on the power play. They're sixth of the game and a minute to work with on it. Picked off as they tried to enter the zone and cleared all the way out by Hewerman. Trapped by Mesher along the back wall, and Omaha looks to set up in the second minute of their sixth power play. Farnsworth can't find anybody at center ice, and dumping it back down is Mick Nicholson. Out with it skate the Mavs. Here's Farnsworth along the right wing, taken down by Zagorski, and that puck trickles on net. Winkles covers up with 32 seconds remaining on his team's sixth penalty of the game. 10:15 to go in the third. Mizzou has recently made it a two-goal game after Lowndes netted his second of the game to make it 6-3. Bresner got on the board to make it 6-4. Shot from the point, tipped up high by Kraft. Omaha tracks it along the near wall. Shea sends one that got blocked out in front by Kraft. Two shot blocks for Kraft on the shift. Farnsworth sends one, tipped in front by Wagner. Couldn't beat Winkles. Behind the cage, Farnsworth. Out top, Dirk Schneider. Holds, looks, back to Fitch. Couldn't keep it. Out to the point it goes for Nate Mitchell. Across to Dirk Schneider. We're back to even strength. Mitchell sends one in, blockered up high into the corner where it's picked up by Fitch. Out to Dirk Schneider again. Down low to Shea. Even further still to Wagner. Shakes off a hit, gets it back to Shea. Intercepted by the Tigers. Kicked from skate to stick by Zagorski and played out by Trupiano. Across ice to Savagi. Tries to dance around three Mavericks. Takes a hit as he gets one on net. Mesher making the easy save. As with those two last saves, Winkles now up to 42 stops in this game and has a career high in the save category. He made 40 saves on 40 shots in a win over Drury last season, getting the start in just 2 games of the 8 played by the Tigers in 24-25. Beth takes it back in for Omaha. 2-goal lead with under 9 minutes to go in the third. Tried to look back out with it. It's intercepted and played out by Wolkoff. Gets it up to Selvaggi. Intercepted for a moment by DeSpirito. Selvaggi tries to move around him. Taken over by Huneke, but Esperson with a great back check gets that puck back. Epperson shoots one. Had his stick lifted by Lewis. And it's played back out to center. Beth retreats as DeSpirito clears a broken stick. Epperson tried to help that one along, saying he touched it. That would have negated icing based on the position Epperson was on the ice. But the linesman does not agree, and icing on Omaha with an even 8 minutes to go in regulation time. The faceoff will be to the right of Easton Mesher, who's made 23 saves in this contest. He made 27 saves in his opening start against Miami, Ohio, picking up the win in that contest. as Mizzou won that offensive zone draw off the icing, but played it right out of the offensive zone. Beth traps it in behind the net. Getting it out to Bradley, but they can't clear. Locke sent one towards Mesher, but cutting that off in front was Beth. The Mavericks regroup, looking for a pass to Epperson. He definitely tipped that one ahead. No icing on there. Weber retreating into his own zone. Long two-line pass ahead for Locke. He just gets a piece of it as the Mavericks regain possession again. Blake Glazer, 2 goals to go along with 2 assists in this one. Has a man out in front. It's man. He couldn't find him, and it's intercepted by Walker, working it back out of his own zone. So all the way ahead. Lowndes couldn't catch up with it. Mann's going to pick it up and leave it for Charlie Lowndes, freshman, also with 2 goals tonight, to join Blake Glazer. Tessier doing battle with Axe. He wins the puck back in the offensive zone. Behind the cage, he tries to find Glazer, intercepted by Zagorski and played out. Lowndes cross ice to Farnsworth. The potent first line of the Mavericks back out on there for another shift tonight. That's Mann, Tessier, and Glazer as the puck turned over. Here's Hewerman. Bodied off of it by Farnsworth. Farnsworth takes a hit in return from Bresner. But out with it skates Glazer. He gets it into the offensive zone, dumping it into the opposite corner for Mann. It's turned over. Hewerman starts out with it with 6:08 to go in the game. Wagner tried to find Glazer. Zagorski catches it first in his own zone. Pressured. Kraut nearly got the turnover, and he does. Forcing it in the near corner. He rings it around to the far side. Wagner couldn't cut it off. Bresner able to get it out. 5 minutes from midnight as Kraut brings it in to the offensive zone once more for Omaha. Braden Kraut circles the zone once. Tried to dance around Walker, couldn't beat him, and it's cleared to center. Pass banked off the glass, but cut off at center ice. Trupiano tried to bring it back in, intercepted by Nate Mitchell. Mitchell starts ahead, giving it to James Shea. Tries to shake around Lewis, couldn't beat him, and the Tigers out to center ice once more. Dirk Schneider sent it off the skate blade of Shea. And Wagner couldn't get offside in time. Looked like he might have still been pressuring the puck. So the linesman blows the play dead. That'll be intentional offsides, bringing the puck all the way down to the defensive end for Omaha, the guilty party of intentional offsides. A rare call in the sport. It can happen a couple of different ways. This time, an offside man pursuing the puck of the defensive team. Long pass into the skates of the linesman. Shea able to catch up to it and regroup. Dumped back in off the turnover by Kemp. Mesher comes out and meets it with his right pad. Under 5 minutes to go in this contest. Omaha leads 6-4. They've given up that lead twice, but have got it back both times. Kraut works in, shoots one wide. Dirk Schneider keeps it in, plays it down. Back to Kraut. Kraut up to Mitchell. Tries to shake around Kemp. He loses it. Kemp tried to lift it up to Trupiano. And as the Mavericks avoid touching it up, they finally do. But first it went off the skate of Kraft. No slow-mo on that one. As Hedquist just airmailed it over our linesman, and they'll go track it down. He completes the pass to his intended receiver that time. And we'll get a defensive zone draw for Omaha with 4:17 to go in the game. Assistant coach out of the penalty box for the Tigers might have been double-checking some stats as a turnover in the offensive zone, and Selvaggi beats Mesher on the blocker side. Well, it's gotten a bit more interesting here at the 15:46 mark of the third, as Lucas Selvaggi has put the Tigers to within one. Selvaggi with his first goal of the year, getting on the board way late in this one, 4:14 to go, and it's 6-5 Omaha. Puck back in the offensive zone. Tessier gets a turnover. Tried to work through a couple of skates, but Mizzou finally able to clear to center. Haneke taken down, whistles blow, and potentially a penalty call here? No call, really no explanation to give you for that one, as the neutral center ice face-off is won by Omaha. Starting with it out of their own end were the Tigers, but cut off by Beth. He lifts it into the neutral zone once more. Out with it comes Selvaggi. Selvaggi dances around the crease. Couldn't beat Mesher as a couple of great saves from the freshman from Sioux Falls. Down into the corner. Omaha able to keep that one out of the slot as Cassioppo gets a couple of punches to the head. Now takes another one as Zagorski appears to be trying to rip the helmet off of Sebastian Cassioppo, the junior from Omaha. Both will skate to the box, it appears. And yes, Cassioppo enters the Omaha penalty box. Zagorski heads to the Missouri penalty box. This one coming at 16:42 of the frame. Depending on if the penalties were coincidental or not, will determine if we are 4-on-4 for 2 of the last 3 minutes of play, and it appears we will start out that way. Glazer, Hedquist, Lowndes, Farnsworth out there for the Mavericks, and they take possession first, 4-on-4 after the penalties to Cassioppo and Zagorski. Omaha with a 1-goal lead thanks to Charlie Lowndes. It came earlier in this period. Mizzou has answered with 2. Here's Hedquist, the team leader in goals, couldn't beat Locke. Glazer intercepts that one, holds, looks to the net, gives it to Farnsworth. He passes across to Hedquist, and he scores! Ryan Hedquist, his 11th goal of the season and second tonight, as he continues to dominate ACHA D3 and leads with his 11th goal of the season. That one coming at 4-on-4, even strength still. Coach Harrihill wants a word with his defensive group as they've got 2 minutes and 42 seconds to deal with a 2-goal lead. Maverick fans with a resurgence of energy as a timeout coming from Chris Sander and the Tiger bench. That'll give us some time to recap what has been an action-packed third period. It started out 3 minutes in with a goal from Charlie Lowndes. It was answered just 4 minutes later by Camden Axe, making it 6-4. Then it was Lucas Selvaggi with his first goal of the season, putting the Tigers within 1 with just over 4 minutes to play. But here at the 2 minute and 42 second mark of the third, with just 4 men on the ice for either side, it's Ryan Hedquist getting his 11th goal of the season, his second of the night, and putting the Mavericks in front by 2 at 17-18 of the third. The teams break from the huddle. Mizzou spelling out its nickname as they head back to the Omaha logo at center ice after the goal from Ryan Hedquist. Hedquist staying out there along with Glazer, Lowndes, and Farnsworth. And the draw this time won by the Tigers. Camden Axe in his own end. Pass cut off by Hedquist. He'll regroup, tripping Glazer up for a moment in the offensive zone. And here comes Hedquist with a lot of speed. Hedquist in on the right wing, shoots one off the shoulder of Winkles. To the corner it goes for Blake Glazer. He gets it out to the point for Farnsworth. Back down to Glazer. Gloves it to his stick. And Glazer works towards the net front. Backhand to forehand. He stops, gives it back to Farnsworth. Across to Glazer again. Shoots one. Oh, he was trying to find Hedquist on the back door, and he couldn't catch up to that pass. It was a little behind him. 2 minutes to go in this dandy. Glazer intercepts another one. Gets it to Hedquist. Here he comes. Backhand shot, and a save made from Winkles. Oh, Hedquist nearly had his second hat trick in as many games, but Winkles with a pad on that right post and just said no with 1:51 to go in the game. Winkles staying down for an extended period of time. He's been known to do that in this contest, and not too much time given to the Mizzou netminder here, as it's kind of become the trademark for Winkles tonight. Still 4-on-4 as Dirk Schneider just barely able to keep that in for a moment. Played back out as Locke in all alone. Lifted by the stick of Nate Mitchell. What defensive effort on the back check from Nate Mitchell. As net empty on the opposite end, Winkles back to the bench. He made it there on his own two skates as Mitchell picks it back up below the goal line. 5-on-4. Net yawning on the Missouri end, and here comes Dirk Schneider. Dirk Schneider works in, and it's his first of the year, and it will seal the deal for Omaha. The defenseman Dirk Schneider gets on the board with his first of the season, and he will send the Tigers home and put the Mavericks in front by 3. The empty net tally coming at 18:47. And it's the first of the year. They don't ask how, they just ask how many. And Dirk Schneider will be telling them at least one on his first one here tonight. As we are down to an even minute remaining in the contest, Omaha back up to a 3-goal lead. Back out with it comes Lucas Selvaggi. He dumps it in. It rings around the back wall. Met there, but no Tigers were home in the slot. Back out to the point. Shot in. Save made by Mesher. Rebound goes wide left. 35 seconds, and the Tigers not giving up easily. Omaha able to win possession back along the wall. Under 30 seconds now to play. It's out to center ice. Grabbed there by Weber. Given to Zagorski. Good stick lift from Barrett Bradley. Prevented the cross-ice pass, and Omaha clears its zone. 14 seconds and ticking away. That puck rolls too slowly to become icing. And with under 10 seconds, Omaha has dominated play here again tonight. They'll take this one from the Tigers and celebrate with Easton Mesher. An 8-5 victory. They sweep the Tigers and head on their first road trip with a record of 5 wins and 1 draw to start the season. Alongside Caden McDermott, I've been Nate Obrecht. Thanks for tuning into the UNOACHA Mavericks page tonight on YouTube. Enjoy the games out at Notre Dame next week. We'll be back with you in 2 weeks' time when the Mavericks return home to play Missouri State. Until then, have a great night, and as always, go Mavs!